Leslie and I have known each other since early childhood. We grew up on the same country road in Mississippi.
I think why we're good for the community of Mississippi is because we're a product of this community. We are just two country guys, and we were embedded with what I call the diamonds of good character.
Come, join the family, and help us build the community.
Charles.
What's up, Leslie?
What's up, man?
It's Friday, brother.
Yeah, technology was trying not to let me be great today.
Oh, that's all right. Just got to go slow and steady like those mail-in ballots.
What say the people?
Well, the people say Joe.
The people are talking.
The people have spoken.
You know, let me say this, because I think sometimes, and I got this week, and I want to clear it. I don't think people realize that you and I have very different opinions sometimes, and that we go at it pretty hard most days. And so I think sometimes people think we rubber stamp each other, but they really don't understand the truth. So today is going to be one of those shows I can tell you, and I hadn't even talked to you about it today, but I can tell you that we're going to have a little different spin on it. I got 40 years of experience that tells me we're going to have a different spin on it. So it's going to be a good one today.
All right. Well, let's do it.
All right. So bear with me. You know, I ain't got my technology functioning like I normally do, but we're going to make it do what it do.
Well.
So here's the thing. First and foremost, I want to say this. Every single vote needs to be counted. Period. I'm clear about that. I'm clear about the fact that every person is entitled to their vote. This notion that we're going to stop the vote here, we're going to keep the vote going here, is the biggest crop of you fill in the blank that I've ever heard of. No, we're going to count every vote. And at the end of the day, what the people say is going to be heard. Period. Because it's about what the people say. And when I say what the people, that means the people. The people is not one person. The people is all of us. And we make a decision. We make one decision with the overwhelming vote and voice of the people. So I want to be clear on that. So when I say the people, and the title of this episode is what say the people, is because it's what the people say that matters. And I don't want us to lose sight of that. It's not one person, it's not me, it's not Charles, it's what the people say. And the people still have voices that haven't been counted yet. So we got to keep counting.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, cool. Now let's get into some of the I want to tackle something real quick because I have some issues with the posters. I am not, We're not doing that. We're not
doing that. Screw a poster, okay? We're not doing that because that is somebody's opinion on a snapshot in time. The election over. They can fix that later. So before we start beefing about that, we got other more substantive matters we need to fix. I don't care about no poster. Poster's gonna be employed starting tomorrow by everybody that's running for 2024. It's always gonna be posters.
Well, that was my only viewpoint on it, was the fact that posters is simply an estimation. That's all it is. What we're dealing with now.
We got 50 minutes to do this, and we got some stuff we need to talk to the people about.
Well, let's get
one of them, because people gonna be polling. They're gonna be polling. They're gonna be polling. But here's the thing: just as this election ends, it's a couple different things I want to talk to the people about. Perceptions. So that's one of them right there. All the talking heads are programming our minds about what we're supposed to think about. And what I want to do is deprogram, declutter. I want to get rid of all of that, because here's the bottom line. We have power. You just said every vote counts, right?
Every vote counts.
So we need to talk about how we use that power, and not about whose ideology is going to govern, not about how they was off with the count, because we got 2 Senate seats we need to win. Because I already hear the talking heads. They've been going since the first vote went in about how Joe needs to do it this way, Joe needs to do it that way. But Joe needs to check in with the black delegation before anything gets done, because we've done our part. See, when you go out there and listen to those posters that you was talking about, you chasing after white suburban women. When Joe got in the jam, who delivered?
Well, let's talk about, and very quickly, probably one of the, if you want to talk about a bailout, one of the greatest bailouts I ever seen in my life. if you want to talk about the what black delegation did at the polls specifically drilling down in that black women, I give the floor to you.
Black women and black men, Latinos, Asian Pacific, Native Americans. Native Americans in Arizona voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris 95-5. Black women pretty much voted like 97-3. Black men voted like 90-10. It's certain pockets where you could go where those polls say he got 20%, but that's not necessarily the case everywhere. But here's the thing. Milwaukee, 39% black. Matter of fact, don't take my word for it. I sent it to you. Put it up.
Which one you want up?
Let me see here. Maybe I didn't send it to you. But bottom line, I can run through them. I got them in my head.
All right, let's go.
Atlanta, 59% black. Milwaukee, 39% black. Philadelphia, 33% black. Pittsburgh, black.
Yeah. No doubt. I mean, it's no doubt. No doubt. And I think somebody said it best. We showed Detroit. Don't forget about Detroit.
Detroit, yes. Detroit, Flint. You name a black city. All through Georgia, Columbus, Savannah, and all the outlying areas. So I think the bigger question is, what do we need addressed? Because somebody got to pay for them votes. Everybody else get paid. It's time for us to get paid for those votes. And not in terms of giving us money. We need policy changes, because the black community is hurting, and we never get discussed at the beginning. We always get discussed at the end when the booty cheeks tight and it's about to be lost. Then here come the black women.
So let's answer that question again. Who bailed them out? All right. So let's talk about that. What are the things we need addressed, and what are the policy changes? Because I think that's important, because when we look at I did the math just looking at the amount of resources that was put and invested in the black community in this election. It was minimal. It was minimal. So yes, but yet when you look at the production at the polls, it was maximum. So what are the policies we need addressed? Because we do need attention and action, intentional action.
We gotta have that stuff addressed. I would rather back into it this way.
Okay.
We haven't finished with our job yet.
No.
Nope. Congratulations to Joe and Kamala. But as long as Mitch McConnell is the majority leader, we don't stand a chance at getting the payoff. Because if black people win, everybody win. Because we need environmental justice, we need racial justice, we need economic justice. We just like everybody else want clean air and clean water, we need that. Everybody else want good schools, we need that. Good policing, we need that. I think where people are trying to gum it up is what I've been disappointed about. It happens every time, but everybody start with the postmortem about the polls are wrong, progressive or democratic ideas, or moderate ideas, or conservative ideas. Forget all that. Here's the thing. I'm gonna send my representative. You remember the Dave Chappelle show when they had the black draft?
Yeah.
Stacey Abrams is my representative. I'm sending her to make sure that the black delegation get what it needs. Now, what does that mean from now to January 5th? It means that she's already laid out a map for how we get there. So we're going to congratulate her today, but I know that she would say, get back to work, because Reverend Raphael Warnock is in a runoff. John Ossoff is in a runoff. We win those 2 seats, then we got real power. And it's in our wheelhouse. It's in Wakanda. It's in Georgia. It's in Atlanta, baby. You know what I'm saying?
No, indeed it is. And listen,
that's why. I mean, I get your point, and we can have a conversation about the posters later. But I will tell you, the secret to that sauce is that you can't pose for is that Donald Trump is a pseudo celebrity. He was on The Apprentice for a very long time, and all of us watched him, and so we all thought he was a good businessman. And so that's the secret to his sauce. You can't pose for that.
No doubt about it. I mean, look, I think we need to emphasize one point. Because I got this too. Donald Trump did what we knew he would do. He did his job. It's not that he underperformed. We overperformed.
Yeah, we had to overperform. We had to. Because it seemed like we were the only one that was, you know what I'm saying? We went the last mile.
I feel like it wasn't the green mile, because the green mile got some lucrative points on it. It must have been the brown mile or the blue mile or something.
Well, I want you to go ahead and put this up. You see Black Vote Matters, and then you see the picture of Latasha. It's got the little purpley background. I want to give her a shout out too. It's right underneath Stacey's picture.
All right.
Because I believe it like this. We need to celebrate the people that's out there doing the work. She's a co-founder of this organization, Black Voters Matter. So I feel like we need to rally behind her, and we need to rally around Georgia Fair Fight, which is Stacey's organization. But this lady went all over the United States, from black neighborhood to black neighborhood, on what she dubbed the blackest bus in the world. And she went in the community. And she's not the only one, but she was the loudest one. Her and Stacey were the loudest too. She went in the neighborhood, in the hood. Y'all voted? Y'all registered? Let's go do this. And this is why. What I'm saying is, it's time for us to make a definitive statement. It's nice that Joe and Kamala are there, but they can't dance if they don't have no DJ. You can't dance without the Senate. And so before we take these 3 victory laps, we got work to do.
No doubt.
It's no different than getting ready to play East Marion, and you know you got to play against your dad, and you just won Friday night before that game. Are you thinking about the game you just won, or are you thinking about beating your dad?
I'm thinking about beating my dad every day of the week.
Right. So that's what we got to do. I don't want us to do like we normally do and take an election off, because if we take this election off, we're gonna pay for it for 40 years.
Well, I want you to talk about that, because here's an interesting point we forget. We've got to win back the Senate.
Yeah, we got to win back.
Now let me bring something that's gonna be fresh in everybody's mind. 8 months before President Obama's term ended, he had the opportunity to appoint a Supreme Court justice, in which he did. But because we didn't do what we needed to do in the midterms, we didn't have control over the Senate, and the Senate blocked him being able to nominate and get that person appointed Supreme Court justice. Now, let's just look back a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, if that, a week ago. President Trump, right before the end of his term, we talking about 3 months before the end of his term,
a month,
Supreme Court justice died. He appoints and nominates in record time. Why? Because the Republicans had control of the Senate, and so even though they blocked it and said it was the people that should decide in 2016, in 2020, because they were in control. They said, no, the people shouldn't decide. We're going to decide. So they rushed it through. So that's how important winning control over the Senate is. We need 3. We're up 1 right now. We need 3. And by nature of that would put us a tie. And guess who makes the deciding vote? The Vice President of the United States.
That's right. So I feel like it's great to celebrate. We all gonna celebrate when Joe finally give his speech after they finally get through counting all these mail-in ballots. That's cool. Let them count. But at the end of the day, we got work to do, and I need our crew to be focused.
No doubt.
I need us to be supremely focused because this is in our backyard. And I will remind you all that in 2008, President Obama, then candidate Obama, drove the Georgia Senate to a runoff. And we promptly lost by 15 points because nobody showed up to vote in it.
No doubt.
This is our moment. Everybody got family in GA. It's the new Chicago. Everybody got family in GA. So this is everybody's fight. If you got money, give money. If you got time, go over there. Just wear your mask, strap up now because it's COVID on the loose. We hit our highest mark today, yesterday, and the day before. So, we're spending a lot of time on the election, but people are still getting sick and people are still dying. But here's the thing. We're never going to be able to do meaningful things for our community if we don't get these 2 seats because they have control of the Supreme Court. So anything that Joe tried to do is, one, it's going to get blocked by McConnell because McConnell is already shooting off at the mouth, talking about what he wants Joe cabinet to look like. No, right. You don't get to do that. Not when there's 2 seats out there. So we need to flex our political muscle. Politics is about muscle.
So let's talk about what this really becomes. Guys, this go time, it's go time. It's still go time because right now we get to decide. We the people get to decide whether Mitch McConnell is the what? Minority?
Or the majority.
Or the majority.
If he's the majority, then you're going to walk away with that feeling like Obama was a great president. But what could he have really done if he had control?
Right. This is the difference in having control where you're able to get stuff done and where you just have the presidency, you have the White House, but you don't have the Senate. So you can't push anything through. We have got to win these seats in Georgia. Georgia, it's not done. I got y'all on my mind. It's not done.
That's right. And it's set up perfectly. Now we know. Stacey Abrams took us. I nominate her to play Black Panther because she motivates, she inspires, and she does the work. And so everybody knows her name. So yes, whatever seat she wants in the administration, she should be able to get that. But don't leave her hanging because I know she wants this too because she knows what it means. This is an opportunity to break the lid off of all of these restrictive policies. This is an opportunity to play one double header for the whole ball of wax.
So what's and Charles, I don't know if you know this, but it's worth repeating. I want to repeat these ladies' names that have been trailblazers that we know of, and if there's others that we don't, we're gonna give them grocery. But do we know what Stacey's organization's name is too, so people can link up with her to help mobilize during this runoff? Because we know that these ladies are going to be hitting the ground. How can the community in Georgia join with them to even drive that impact? Because what they're counting on is us not showing up to the polls for runoff. In fact, I heard the Republican comments specifically made a comment, well, if I go to the runoff, I'll win the runoff.
Yeah, that's what they think because they know our patterns in off-year elections. But we're about to break that cycle right here in our show with our people. We finna galvanize and organize. If you look down in the message section I sent you, it says Fair Fight at Fair Fight Action. It's a purple voting box.
I'll find it. All right.
If you put that up there, that's a good starting point.
I don't have. Oh yeah, I got it. All right.
Mm-hmm. I need everybody to write these down. New Georgia Project, Black Votes Matter, Fair Fight Action, and Georgia NAACP. All grassroots coalitions that's on the ground doing the work. Our people, and they know how to get people out. They've proven it.
And thank you, thank you, Marsha, for putting that in the comment. Yeah, fairfight.com, Black Voters Matter. Guys, Georgia, woo, Georgia, we need you. We need you.
Because I'm tired of getting to the prom and not having a date. It don't make no sense to get.
No, I got it even worse, bro. How about you get to the prom, you got the date, but they done took all your money, so you can't even feed.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You that's where we are. That's what it's like having a White House without having control over the Senate, and you can't push nothing through. That's exactly how it feels. It's frustrating.
Yeah, and they've already started with the same old gamesmanship about this is how Joe should deal with us. Hey, what? I beg to differ. He should deal with you in the way that he needs to deal with you to get meaningful things done. I'm not saying don't be a statesman. I'm not saying be rude. But after the last 4 years that we just went through, it's time to heal the country. And it's not going to be any healing because as soon as they start with that and get him going down that road, then they're going to say he's a lame duck if he don't run again. And so that means we waste 2 years and then we waste another 2 years because they're setting up roadblocks every single time. We're not doing that this time. We got a chance to play a doubleheader that can make all the difference in the world.
I don't think we can stress enough how important it is to show up in this runoff and how important it is to win control over the Senate. We have control over the House, but we lost some seats in the House, but we have got to win the Senate.
Yeah, but here's the thing with that. Got to watch that because we only lost like 7, 8 seats.
Oh yeah, we still in great shape in the House. We need to win the Senate.
Listen to the conventional wisdom of the media. All the Democrats did terrible. No. They love to do that at the end. They love to do that, and we fall for that weak sauce stuff. We got to stop falling for it. This land is our land, just like it's theirs.
So let me go. Keep going. I'm just going to post up some of the audience comments. And thank you again. Thank you, Marsha, for putting those in the chat for me. So, yeah, we look. If you partying, you better be partying with a purpose and getting out there to Georgia and working the phone banks and calling everybody you know. Yeah. And even if you're not in Georgia, you can still get involved.
That's right.
You get on those apps, you make phone calls, you can get involved. There's no doubt about it. We have too much work to do. Nobody can sit on the sideline.
No.
Nobody.
No. And Georgia literally is our real life Wakanda. There are enough registered voters to get us across the hump. But guess what? We can't stop with just the registered voter pool that we have. We got a chance to expand. Voter registration don't close until December 7th. And if you're 17 now and you'll be 18 by the time of the election, you can register and vote. So we need to get everybody that we can get added to the total of people that we just saw show up and do the thing.
No doubt.
Because they're going to bring their people. They'll beef. They'll cheat. They'll talk about us like a dog. But in the end of the day, Mississippi is a cautionary tale on this. Mike Espy ran one heck of a campaign. And our people showed up and showed out and did what they were supposed to do. But the 20% that we were counting on from the white side of the ledger, at the end of the day, they didn't show up. Or if they did show up, they voted for marijuana. They voted for a flag. They voted to get rid of the Jim Crow regulations. And then somehow they forgot to vote for him.
Oh, Charles.
So today I'm hostile. I'm agile.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. I'm ready to go.
You ready to go 10 rounds with nothing but a ham sandwich.
That's right. That's right. I mean, because I feel like we flex, especially black women, they go all the way. When they come to voting, they put it all on the line every time. And they don't get their just reward for that. What I'm saying is if we close the deal on these last 2 seats, because they talking like it ain't gonna happen. They talking like these races are not even important.
Right. Let me explain something. They talking like it's not important because they're trying to get you to have apprehension, to be at ease, thinking you've already won the battle. No, that's all psychology. That's all psychology. When somebody starts telling you something is not important, you better believe it's the most important.
Yeah.
Because winning these Senate seats is critical. Now listen, if we look at the race with the good Reverend Warlock, he got 32.6, if you round it off, 33% of the vote. The third person won't make the runoff, so you're talking about what? That's another 20-something% of the vote.
Well, it was even worse than that because it was 21 people in his race.
21 people?
Yeah, it was a jungle primary. It was a jungle primary.
Oh goodness.
Okay. He was in a special, so he did extremely, extremely well to get the percentage that he got. And you
have to show up. They are counting on us not showing up because the presidential election is not on the ballot now. Listen, exactly. We have got to go back and finish the business. We have an unfinished business.
Yeah.
And then don't let the psychology of talking about, well, they didn't win South Carolina and spend all that money. Hey, don't get caught up by that. Don't get caught up by that because the prize is in Georgia.
That's right.
That would have been extra. But the prize is right there in Georgia. And we didn't know where the prize was going to line up, but we knew it was going to be somewhere in that corridor. And it's in Georgia. All eyes on Georgia. Let's go.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's why I said leave the polls alone because evidently they figured out a secret way to juke the polls in their favor because they spoofing the polls. They waiting to participate in the polls and tell them they're not going to show up, and they there. So we got to do it. We got to handle our business. It's up to us to handle ours. So, and then there's the picture. I sent you a picture. They mask up, but those are the 2 guys that we're talking about. John Ossoff and the good Reverend Dr. Raphael Warnock, pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church.
You know it. You know Ebenezer Baptist Church?
Yeah. Yeah. So, and they both were students of John Lewis. He mentored both of them. So, and he endorsed both of them before he passed. So, there's no reason for us not to go ahead and make that good trouble and get these guys over the finish line because they ready to make a difference. Put them in the game, coach.
Listen, you heard the clarion call.
Yeah, they want us.
You heard the clarion call.
They want us to celebrate Joe and Kamala, and as much as I want us to celebrate Joe and Kamala, I feel like it's one last thing we got to do.
No, we can celebrate. We're gonna have one big party.
Yeah.
In January.
Yeah, there you go.
One big part in January, because this vote, I believe, is January the 7th.
Yeah, something like that. January 5th or January 7th.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get the exact date for you. But that means you have until December 7th to register folks to get registered and qualified to vote in that election.
That's right.
So if it was somebody that you know that they didn't get registered for the presidential elect, go get them now.
Mm-hmm.
Go get them registered because we need that vote. We need to close these 2 seats, take control over the Senate, send Mitch McConnell to minority leader, and let's go handle the business that we need to handle. So as blacks and other minority groups, we're not put on the back burner anymore. Because guess what? It's time to be about the business.
That's right.
I've been in the passerby mode a long time.
That's right.
I want to reap some of the work now. It's time to let's put that last bit of work in.
I'm gonna send this to you so you can put this up, just so you can see that, I'm not making this up.
Why you finding that, man? I thought the post that you had on Facebook today with the great late John Lewis body leaning across and making a bridge.
Yeah.
Man, that just hit me. That hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, because I told you, my students, they put a great deal of analysis into looking at Georgia and whether or not it was ready to fall. Georgia and Texas. So I'm gonna say 50% ain't bad.
No.
And I could tell by their voices today once they saw the results rolling in. They rolled in slow, so everybody was a little bit impatient. I wasn't, because I know politics. I don't know if you remember this. When I first ran for office, I ended up in a runoff.
I remember.
Yeah, I got clobbered. I barely made the line in the initial election, but I quickly retooled and I won. But yeah, I just sent you those two things: the percentages and John Lewis making a bridge. Why don't we talk about those percentages first? This is what the battlefield was. Ultimately, this was the battlefield. And we delivered. Boy, did we deliver.
Yes, we did.
Philly 42. I said 32.
I like it, Willie Mae. I'll take that one from Prime. I believe.
Yeah, Atlanta.
I believe in you, Georgia. I believe.
And how fitting that on the night that Georgia goes blue, everybody move out of the way, including the governor, the secretary of state, and everybody else, and let Clayton County, little old Clayton County over there, part of John Lewis's district, drop their votes in the basket to push Joe over the top.
Man, I gotta tell you, I was up because I couldn't sleep.
Oh, yeah.
And man, you want to talk about a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It took me back to all those years ago as a student and accomplishing something you struggled when we had to sit in and organizing those efforts. I know how much work went into that. And at that moment, man, that feeling, I can't even put it into words, but you just felt like, he gave us a pat on the back for that good trouble.
Oh yeah. But we got to keep making it. Gwinnett, right before we came on the air, Gwinnett County dropped theirs in the basket and added 4,200 more.
To Georgia?
Yep.
Wait a minute, you look, I got 3 computers going today. I'm trying to keep up with all.
Yeah, they dropped theirs in. They did.
Yeah. Wow. It's still a 10th of a percentage.
Still a 10th of a percentage, but Joe should be moving toward 3,000 or something like that.
He is. Yeah. I'll do the exact math on it here.
Yeah. And I know y'all probably expecting me to come in here and be on the hype train for Joe and Kamala, but we got them situated. Now we gotta get them some milk and cookies.
Some milk and 4,155.
Oh yeah.
Now what's the runoff threshold? I mean, what's the recount threshold?
Recount is 0.5. I knew you were gonna ask me that. Go down.
No, I just asked because it came in as a question. That's all.
Yeah. No, I want you to put up a particular slide because I knew this question was gonna come up. I be thinking ahead, bro.
Look, man, we didn't have
that. There's a slide. There's a slide with let's see here. I'm prepared. I promise y'all I'm prepared. You'll see it says past recounts in battleground states. It's got bar graphs.
I got it.
222. So you can look at these. You blow it up a little bit. You can look at this. There's never really been a statewide recount like this in Georgia. This is the first year they use paper ballots. Shout out to Stacey Abrams again in fair fight for making the much needed election reform request to get those paper ballots, because now when they do that recount, it's not really going to be much change. If you can see from this, you're talking about a change of maybe from 100 to 300.
Yeah. It's not much.
Right.
Talking about either case, you're talking about under 1,000 votes, well under 1,000 votes.
Right. So conventional wisdom is if you're under 1,000, you should be worried. If you're over 1,000, you're usually good, because the change, that's why it's taking so long. What this election revealed is the sausage making process, because this happens every year. It just so happens that we have a high volume of mail ballots, and one party chose to avail themselves to it because the other party poo-pooed it. And now that mail coming in hard. That mail is coming in hard. It's coming in so hard. Donald Trump was up tweeting at 2:00 this morning talking about where the military ballots at. No, you want mail now, huh? He wants the mail. He wants the mail himself, even though they purposely jacked up the postal service. You should have thought about that when you were playing games with our democracy.
You know, as we look at the Pennsylvania now has widened. I'll get you the numbers on that. The latest numbers on that.
I'm not particularly worried. He's going to win Pennsylvania. He's going to win Nevada. He's going to win Arizona. He's going to win Georgia. He's going to go 4 for 4 there. North Carolina, I'm not sure because they stopped the count. So I'm not sure how that's going to pan out. I know he's 76,000 behind in North Carolina. And I don't know what. They had some duplicate ballots or some other errors that they needed to take care of. And they got some mail stuff that's coming in. So their board of elections is making the necessary adjustments. I don't know.
And I mean, and he's up by over 15,000 now in Pennsylvania, and it's growing.
Oh yeah, so, it's going to continue to grow.
Yeah, it's going to continue to grow because of where the ballot's coming from. Remember, we still got 35,000 in Allegheny County, which is, you know, that's my city, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Shout out to the Steelers because they were feeding the workers.
That's right.
Yeah.
We blue collar, baby. We blue collar, but we all about being fair. And you know, and that's nothing different. I mean, look at our head coach. So the reality is, just like the Steelers are undefeated, so this year we got to handle business in Georgia and finish undefeated. We need both of those seats.
Yeah, no doubt. We need those. But
and Charles, I don't think it's still tight. The other race, Senate race, I can't think of the gentleman's name. I think that's North Carolina that still has a Senate race.
North Carolina, they're not counting. I don't know. It's hard to make any type of projection about it because the numbers are not moving. So I can't really tell what's out. And you know.
Yeah, I think that was the thing too. Kind of, and I don't know. They really didn't say when they were going to resume counting either. So it might be a while for North Carolina.
I think they said the 12th.
Okay.
But yeah, that recount stuff will apply nationwide. I mean, I think people want like 300,000-400,000 vote cushions. You don't need that to win. Wisconsin is always a 20,000 vote cushion one way or the other. So Joe will be fine in Wisconsin. He'll be fine in Georgia. Clark County, the number looks small. In Nevada, it looks small, but it's going to grow over time.
It is, and it's been growing. And as you talk, I'll give you the latest updates on that. But it's been growing.
Yeah, Nevada is a smaller state, so 4,000. That's the equivalent of 40,000 somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean Nevada has increased too. They just got over 6,500 votes in from Clark County, which is the Vegas area.
Yeah, and they're going to continue to get that. So, everybody rest easy. Let them do their count, and it's gonna come along. Arizona's gonna come along too.
Yeah, Nevada is now up to 20,137.
Oh yeah, that's over.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter of time. They just got to finish baking the cake. Y'all, we got some cooks in here. Y'all know how it go. You don't want to open the oven and your cake flatten out. You want that thing to be nice and pretty.
yeah. And I tell people were my phone's ringing off the hook. People are like, well, what about Arizona? I said, listen, guys, I'm gonna give y'all some simple math here. Understand this: Pennsylvania is clearly in the house. That's game over right there.
Yeah.
Everything else is laying up. Georgia, that's game over as far as presidential. We got work to do. We got unfinished business in Georgia.
Yeah, I think psychologically it was important to win Georgia.
It was
presidential because the last 2 points in any type of election are the hardest 2 points to get. Ask Mike Espy. You can do everything right. You don't get those last 2 points, you don't win.
It's the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah, so it was important for the people to be able to celebrate that and feel what it feels like to turn it blue. Now, this is a chance to really make a mark. Really make a mark.
Now, you made a comment, and I want to say this to everybody because and I'm glad people are seeing Charles and I can have some moments of heated exchange because we debate it out here too every day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
So we used to it. Don't think we falling out. We it's normal for us. But yeah. I want us, we hearing all this talk about be a statesman. Let me be clear. That's why we're out celebrating and talking about what women did across all the minority groups, and especially what Black women did in Georgia. We're talking about it because we're going to celebrate the success, and we want you to join them as we move forward to finish the business. Because the reality is this: we have in the last 4 years, as a Black male, I have never endured what I have endured in the last 4 years in my whole lifetime. And I mean that. And I'm talking about it in all sectors, in boardrooms, at stoplights, at red lights, in the stores. I'm talking about, look, so yeah, we're going to celebrate the success because we had to put in work. It wasn't given to us. We still have unfinished business to go to. So I don't want you to think it's not okay to be proud of what we've accomplished. It's very much okay to be proud of what we accomplished, but let it fuel you to finish the business at hand.
Right. Don't be that one-hit wonder. That's all I'm worried about.
What did you just do, man? You turn off the lights?
It's getting dark, man. Time change.
Oh, well.
I don't have all that fancy equipment over
there. Man, look at it.
Hey,
it's not dark, man.
Look, it's
sunshine over here.
But look, though, I'm a huge fan of Harriet Tubman. So this live from the underground, baby. Look, let's go. Let's go. Hey, let's get it.
Listen, you sent me a post, and I got to put this one up because I'm gonna put this one up because this one is just for you, just for you. All right. Let me find this just for you, just for you.
Do we have any questions from the audience?
Yeah, we do. Hold on, let me get to them. Let me get to them. See what we got out here. Not a lot of comments, no questions. So family, if you have any questions about runoffs or any other questions you have about the state, any questions at all, put them in the chat right now. Put them in the comment section so I can get these to Charles so we can answer those questions. Because I know one was about, he's covered the count. That was one of the questions. What demands a recount? I know, Charles, earlier I had some conversation before we started the broadcast about all these legal challenges, what that meant. Can it actually stop the process of transition of power?
I got one for you on that too. If you will look in the message box, you will see. Hold on, where did I put it at? Maybe not. Hold on, I'm about to send it to you.
All
I'm
right.
ready.
While
I'm
you're
ready.
doing
I'm
that,
ready.
while you're doing that, in tribute to Georgia, I'm gonna. This is how I'm feeling right now. And we don't own the rights to this music.
That's right.
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia on my mind. I said, Georgia, Georgia.
Georgia on my mind.
Yeah. I believe if I can share my screen, well, I sent you what we needed, but at the end, I'm gonna share my screen because I want to show you. I want to show everybody that video that I was talking about.
Okay. And I was able to get to it, Charles.
Oh, you were able to?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you got it, then I'll let you roll with it. But if you'll put up the highlighted section just so I can show our audience that we pride ourselves on having the best information, because I know people are worried about all these lawsuits that they're filing. The highlighted section is exactly what the judge just said in the case today. The supplemental evidence is inadmissible as hearsay. The assertion that Carnan was informed by an unknown individual with other higher pole workers at a table have been told is inadmissible as hearsay within hearsay. We can stop right there.
All right, break that down, Charles. There's a lot of legal talk. What is that?
Meaning that we can't play the whisper game. They filed all these lawsuits basically as one astute legal advisor quipped. Their lawsuits are like a tweet with a filing fee. It has no meat. It don't mean jack. Hearsay within hearsay, like that's something they teach you in law school. Come on, man.
I mean, look, the bottom line is, and you've heard this said over and over. If you have a legal challenge and you have the facts to substantiate it by all means. But where is the proof? Where is you don't have it? And if you notice, they ain't never had it.
No, they didn't. Because by and large, it would take hundreds of thousands of individuals networked across the United States in order to pull off the type of fraud that they're talking about. And
on top of that, Charles, it'd be amazingly difficult because all states do it differently and have different laws.
And how are you gonna keep all those people quiet?
Look, you can't even keep 2 to 3 quiet. So how you gonna keep thousands?
The only viable claim that they have is in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And that's for the changes that the Supreme Court indicated it might be willing to take up with the sequestered ballots, meaning ballots that came in after the end of the day. But the Secretary of State there is very sharp, and they got a very sharp set of people that are used to operating under pressure. So that all they did was, if it came in late, just sit it to the side.
That's all they did, and that's all the Supreme Court said. And what they essentially said, put it to the side after the election is over. Then we'll look at the numbers. Then we'll decide if we'll take it up. So here, look, let me just, Charles. I'm telling you, man. I've been on this one. You be proud of me. So I looked at it. Here's the simple math on that. If they got 5,000 ballots that they put aside, and Joe wins by 30,000, they ain't taking it up because 5,000 not gonna sway the difference in the election.
Exactly.
Come on.
The rest of that stuff is just so. Their other play, so I will say this to make everybody aware, their other play is they want to stretch out the timeline to get closer to the time that the ballots are supposed to be certified in the states, meaning that they're counting now. At a certain point, they're going to run audits to make sure quality control and everything checks out. Then they're going to certify the election for whoever won it. And at that point, then the state electors, the people inside the state who vote on it, that's what they're trying to stretch it out to, so they can claim mayhem and mass fraud and see if they can get somebody in one of these Republican states to change the slate of electors, meaning there are individuals within the state who are going to vote to certify and send it up to the governor. And then the governor sends it on to the House of Representatives. That's what they're trying to do. However, they didn't even do that right, because there's federal law that says once it's been voted on, you can't change it. So you can't make any changes after the election.
You know, Charles, can I just tell you the funniest one to me?
What's that?
All right, so the funniest one to me, man, this one just cracked me up, was the one in Georgia. Because the whole lawsuit in Georgia, man, is over 53 votes. You heard me right. 53 votes. 5-3. It's over 53 votes. That's it. What difference is 53 gonna make, man?
Bro, I was looking at some of those lawsuits, and I'm like, man, I could send Jack in there right now. He could probably defend against some of the stuff that they're talking about, because all Jackson's gonna say is, no, that doesn't sound right. No, that doesn't sound right.
We could take all our kids and call them the dream team and send them in there to defend.
Right. I mean, it's terrible. All they're trying to do is stretch it out. I mean, bro, if he wants a TV station, then he need to go. He in debt. I mean, I hear he's talking about having a rally this weekend. I don't know.
Well, listen, and here's the reality. I don't get in the irony of all of this. And you know, I watch all media to keep up with what's going on. The irony of all this was what I call the greatest punk move of all time. The greatest punk move of all time. Fox News called Arizona first.
Yeah. I mean, but you can't be mad with them, because like the decision desk, what people don't realize is the people that we hear talking, those are not the people making those decisions.
No.
There's somebody in the basement that's a true blue number cruncher. And if they see the numbers that they need to see by their projections, they'll call it. So now everybody mad with Fox. Fox did it the way we always do it.
So, yeah. So to that point, you got to remember, you got a room of mathematicians, statisticians that are looking at probabilities and numbers, and they're dealing in approximations with a small standard deviation of mean. This is not estimates. They're dealing with hard numbers, and they can look and see based on who vote, where they coming from, how the people are registered, and what the trends are. They got enough data to then create an algorithm to basically put in a formula, just like when you did algebra or calculus or anything else, that will basically tell you what X equals.
That's right.
Does X equal Biden? Does X equal Trump? And
the other thing about that is, though, Liz, those number crunchers, they're not allowed to listen to the news, so they don't know what's going on in the outside world.
That's true.
They have no clue. So now everybody mad with them, and they're like, "What? Well, all we did was count the numbers." So I mean, don't be mad with them.
Hey, as my wife tells me all the time, spoken like a true accountant, numbers don't lie.
That's right. They don't. And whether you have an aggressive methodology or not, I know NBC decided to take a more passive methodology, and it's not necessarily even passive. It's just they want to make sure that they exhaust their look, because you have different buckets of votes. You got some that will walk in, that were dropped in. You got some that came in the mail. You got some that were actually day of, and then in some states you got day of, early day, mail, and drop boxes. So that's a lot of different variables to account for. So let them take their time. Let them count them. Now everybody is kind of wondering, Liz, what's going on with Nevada?
Well,
I mean, doesn't Las Vegas stay up 24/7?
Well, let's see now. See, Nevada Vegas does what Vegas does.
Evidently.
And so as Vegas goes, Nevada goes. And basically what Nevada said is, look, when everybody came here and started putting pressure on Nevada said, hold on. This is going to be our process. we will release numbers every day at this time. And they said, by the way, we're going to pause counting. Any access to you, we will resume on Thursday. And we'll post it. And they took 2 days. And they, I don't know if they went to the bar to do bar review in their own way.
I don't know.
They took 2 days. Dude, they took Wednesday and Thursday. They shut down.
Yeah. But then they don't come to work till like 10 o'clock.
I said, dude is very
clear about that. If you ever listen to his press conference, he's very clear about that. Like, I will talk to y'all again at 10 when I get here.
He was very clear. Listen, and you know what? And let me tell you something. You gotta love it though. He did exactly what he said.
He did. He came back at 10. Like what? I counted some of them.
I said, okay. Silly me. I said, okay, if they're gonna take 2 days and go dark, when they come back Thursday, they're gonna have all of them.
That's what I was thinking. Like they'll have all of them.
No, dude. They just took 2 days off.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess they said it's too much pressure.
Yeah.
But look, hey, they might have said, look, okay, we got to have all these extra observers and all that. We need a break from y'all. So we're gonna pause everything. We're gonna come back. Y'all come on up in here and watch.
Yeah, I guess so.
But here's the latest numbers. Even with that said, because there was a lot of talk. Let me give you the latest that Associated Press has just published. And I want to say this. I don't know if you noticed it, but CNN was very conservative in their calling this time. They did not call early like they normally do.
I don't watch CNN like that, so don't even talk to me about CNN. Because they do a whole bunch of talking. I need actual breakdown. I like Steve Kornacki on MSNBC because
I like it too.
Kornacki go precinct by precinct, county by county, and he's gonna break it down to you. Okay, this is the type of vote that's coming in. This is what time it's supposed to be here.
Yep. I like that too. Now I got to give credit to Georgia because I love the way Georgia broke it down. Georgia go through by county, tell you exactly how many from each county.
Right. Now it wasn't always that way. That's the Stacey Abrams effect.
They're doing it now. Yeah, that's right.
So,
you remember the governor
win the governorship. Everybody over there is afraid of her, and rightfully so, because she knows her stuff. And if you mess up one number, she's going to call you.
Here's the latest. Nevada. Now that difference, that lead has increased to 22,657 for Biden.
That's over. Victory.
So, yeah. I mean, and then the latest.
Georgia is a victory too because they out of votes. They only had Gwinnett County with the large outstanding vote. The rest of them were like 370, 75. Right. Nobody else had over 1,000. So
that's true.
And Brother Trump was on last night talking about what happened to the
Wait. And they have until the 12th to come in.
No, military got to be in today by 5. It's over now. in Georgia, if it's not there by 5 o'clock today, which is 6:30 now, it's over.
Yeah, that's true.
But what he doesn't realize is most of the people who wanted to vote sent their stuff in early, and they just didn't vote for him.
Yeah, Pennsylvania is 15,426 right now.
Oh yeah, that's gonna run on up. He's gonna run a checkup on him right there, about 67,000.
Yeah, I think you're right. Pennsylvania, Look, Pennsylvania, where the votes are left, is not gonna be.
No. Same thing with Arizona. I mean, they talking about old Trump is making a comeback. I'm like, y'all know that's good for TV to keep people's stomachs hurt, but it's coming out of Maricopa County. He's not gonna keep getting 53% out of every batch.
No, not every batch. And
no,
he's been getting 53% out of the last couple batches, probably for the last day and a half. Or so.
Yeah, but today broke that streak. So now he would need to get 75% of everything remaining. That's not happening. Tell me. I don't mind being off on Texas and Florida. I wanted Florida because I knew what a psychological.
Oh, bro, he got a problem. Let me count this again. Maybe I hit the wrong key. Hold on. Maybe I hit the wrong key. Let me do this again. I want to make sure I report it right.
Okay.
Ooh, it's bad news. Well, okay. Arizona still holding 39,000.
Yeah. It's a durable lead. But man, look here, play my video for my people and let's get on out of here if nobody has a question.
We'll no question. Let me just check. Nope, no questions, just a lot of comments.
All right.
We going back to Ray?
No, you didn't find my video?
Oh, yeah.
I need the people to see this.
Hold on, let me get your video up here. That's the one on Twitter, right?
Yeah. I live on Twitter during election season. I was all in there watching the Clayton County ladies count their ballots last night.
You talking about this one?
Yeah, that one. Play good brother Trump.
See if I can get it to play here. Yeah, you called it and I don't want to do right. Hold on. I get it to play.
Yeah, that's it.
These states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. Frankly, we did win this election.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen,
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. I'm speaking. On your list.
We can't just imagine a better future. We've got to fight for it.
I'm speaking.
we want all voting to stop.
I wrote the damn bill.
Boy, Beto.
Awesome.
Keep on fight! 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 Keep on fight!
AOC in the house. Yang. Gretchen Whitman. Even Greta Thunberg, the 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah. He brought McCain along for the ride. And Sean Connery, what is Sean Connery doing there? Then he brought the mail-in ballot.
Now, every vote must be counted. No one's going to take our democracy away from us. Avengers!
Assemble. You about to cry.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one there, man. That's a good one. And then Mr. Conley, that's Big Dave Winfield behind me. He wanted to know, and his wife. He wanted to know who was on that picture behind me. That's Big Dave Winfield and his wife.
Yeah.
Man, that was a good one. I'm gonna have to figure out how to. Yeah, I got to have that one. That one was. All I needed was the popcorn.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, look, is to you as we close out. Going down this election journey with you has been fun as always. I will say, your students have gotten a great one on this one. I know you couldn't have had a better election season and one as active as this one has been, to learn, to really get engagement up, and hopefully, and I know you've challenged them to be very involved going forward. Let this just be the beginning, not the end.
Oh yeah.
And so have them reach out to their family. Let's get everybody. So guys, I wanna remind you, just because you don't live in Georgia don't mean you can't help. Donate to the candidates that we need in both of those Senate candidates, because we need those seats. Volunteer to make phone calls, volunteer to send out texts, volunteer to do what you got to do to get the word out, to get people to the polls. Register people if you're in Georgia, drive people to the polls. We've got to go back out and finish the business at hand.
That's right.
It's not over. It's not over till we say it's over. What the people say? The people say we need that Senate.
That's right.
We need that power of the Senate. The people say it's time for Mitch McConnell to see how it feels to be the minority leader instead of the majority leader.
That's right.
The people say change must come, and it's going to come now.
That's right.
So let's do what we have to do. Charles, last word?
No last words. Let's get it. We got a couple weeks to get ready. Let's go ahead and start getting ready now.
Well, you heard it, folks. Let's get ready. Let's take care of our business. Let's handle what we need to handle. Everybody knows what it is. So let's do what we need to do to make it happen. Until next time, we'll see you.
Leslie and I have known each other since early childhood. We grew up on the same country road in Mississippi.
I think why we're good for the community of Mississippi is because we're a product of this community. We are just two country guys, and we were embedded with what I call the diamonds of good character.
Come, join the family, and help us build the community.